Let's talk about 5 different ways you can make money as an artist in ways you may not have thought about. If you're new here, my name is Emily Winslow and I'm a watercolor artist who loves to spread the joy of art to others. My goal with this video is to help you start brainstorming ways that you can get your art out into the world. There are many ways to sell your art other than just at art markets or online, although those are great ways to sell your art and they're big parts of my business. I think it's really important to diversify your streams of income, so that's what I hope to help you do today. Now, a lot of the examples that I'm going to be using in today's video are targeted towards the painters out there. But if you're, let's say, a ceramic artist, I still think that you can take away these tips to help you with your business. The idea here is to really just start thinking out of the box. So let's go ahead and jump into our 5 ways that you can make money as an artist. My tip number 1 is to find ways that you can display your art in public areas. So for example, coffee shops and nature centers, these are great ways to get your art out into the world. I recently did a solo exhibit at a nature center in Indianapolis, and earlier this year I did an exhibit at a coffee shop. Now, if you're like me and don't always have art fairs lined up every single week or month, rather than having your art sit in your home, why not have it sit in a public area for all these eyes to see? Now, sometimes these coffee shops or public areas might reach out to you with a already set plan that they do this with other artists. So the coffee shop I worked with did a 10% consignment. So at the end, I got 90% of commissions and they got a 10%, which I think was a great deal. And some other places might even let you exhibit there for free. So I would encourage you to reach out to your favorite coffee shops to see if they'd be up for this. The worst they can say is, no, we don't do that. But oftentimes, if I see a coffee shop that already has art in there, I'm like, okay, there's somebody who would probably say yes to this, and I'll put them on my list of places to reach out to. Having your art out in the public, people will come see your art and even be able to find you on social media. So it's a great opportunity to do this. I highly recommend it. All right, let's move on to our tip number 2. And this one is for the artists who do commissions. Totally understand that not everyone has their commissions open. Oftentimes I actually have my commissions closed, except for certain deals that I have. So my tip number 2 is to find a way to bring in a constant stream of commissions. You can do this in a lot of different ways by working with other businesses. So for example, I work with a realtor here in Indianapolis, and when she closes on a home, she'll send me a picture of it, I'll paint it, and mail it to her, and she gets to give that to her client. So it's a win-win here. I get a constant stream of commissions from her, and she gets to give her clients a beautiful gift that is really unique. Oftentimes, realtors will give their clients a bottle of wine, and she gets to have this special touch to her business. Now, if you don't love to paint houses, this is just an idea. You can do this with other businesses. For example, storefronts love to work with artists to paint their building. I've done this for a few of them. So again, it does not hurt to reach out to people, to start forming these relationships. They may even come back to buy your art. So all to say is, if you're an artist who has a hard time getting commissions, this is a great way to go about it, is to seek out those commissions by working with other businesses. All right, let's get to tip number 3. And that is to get your art in gift shops. If you are an artist who does prints of your artwork, this is a great way to make some passive income. I have worked with a few different gift shops over the past few years. Currently, I am in about 5 local gift shops here in Indianapolis, and it's a great way to just make that extra money because all I do is drop off my prints at these shops. And again, they have an agreement of maybe a 30% consignment, and then I'll get 70%. It's just a great way, again, to get your art out there to people who may not have as easily come across your work. And then from there, you can often get even commissions because people will find your work, become a fan, and start following you from it. My goal as an artist is to start getting into gift shops that are in other states. So what I've done here in Indianapolis is painted a lot of Indianapolis specific art, gotten those into gift shops, and those have done really well. It's just a great extra stream of income that I feel like I'm not on the hamster wheel, you know, having to create a different piece of art for each sale. This has been a really big game changer for my art business, and I definitely encourage you as an artist to find some gift shops that are local to you, and you can even reach out to them. Sometimes they'll have a form that you can fill out to become a maker for their store. So let me know in the comments below if you want any more tips on how to go about reaching out. Let's move on to tip number 4, and this one might be something you really have not thought of. I know it never crossed my mind until a few years ago, and that is to enter your art into things like the state fair or even a county fair or any local exhibitions that you see going on. At first I wanted to just do this one for fun, wasn't expecting to really make any money from it because it's just fun to go to the fair and see your art hung up. But for the past 2 years I've been able to make over $1,000 with each of these annual fairs, and it's just something extra that I look forward to each year. But with the state fairs and county fairs only being once a year, there are so many exhibitions out there that you can look into to enter your artwork. I haven't been as successful with other random exhibitions, but that's something I'm looking to start entering more into in the coming years. But one of my favorite parts of this tip is not just making the sale, it's the looking forward to it. And we've just had a tradition of now my family, my husband, his parents, and my parents just all go to the fair to enjoy the fun and also go look at my art. So it's just something that I look forward to every summer. And we're going to tip number 5 here. This one's a little niche, but it is to do live wedding paintings. If you are a painter who is willing to do this or willing to learn, this one's brought a lot of attention to my art business. It's something that I used to refuse to do because I was like, 1, I don't paint people very often. I'm more of a landscape painter. And 2, I was really nervous about the pressure of having to finish the painting that night. But this has been something that I finally agreed to do and have been doing it for the past year and a few months. And it's really grown my art business. I think this is a great opportunity for painters because 1, this is just not something that a lot of people are willing to do or willing to learn because it's scary. But I think if you just dive into it, it's something so unique that a bride and groom can have at their wedding. And you have so many people at the wedding coming up to you to view your art, and you can hand out your business card. This one has actually promoted a lot of word of mouth. So whenever I paint at a wedding, it usually results in me booking another wedding or even 2 from that. It's just something that I think really exponentially spirals your growth. And I'd encourage you as an artist to look into it if it's something that you are interested in. I'm a big advocate against doing things in your business that you don't want to do because it's gonna burn you out if you don't enjoy it. All this to say, these tips are just something that I found that have helped me in my business. Really what I want you to do as an artist is to find opportunities that bring growth to your art business, but also that it brings you joy to do because that will continue to get you excited and motivated to do more of that. I hope that these tips helped you or maybe helped you start thinking about different ways that you can bring in income as an artist. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to hear from you and have a conversation to answer any questions that you might have. And as always, you can find me on social media at Watercolor with Emily. See you in the next video.